Hey guys, so last year you guys all know I fell in love with the Uchi designs and their grid and how you could bring your lives or your stamps to life and add motion. And I didn't think they would be able to top that because that was pretty cool. But this year they've done some pretty cool stuff, especially for people who like to color, which was my big thing. So I'm gonna let them show, and there is now a way that you can match with paper and ink. So I will let them show you all their new cool stuff.
There she is.
Hey guys, how are you?
You're well.
Thank you for coming and visiting. So what we have this year is, in the same set, we included regular stamps. Like here you can see the whole set. Regular stamps with the sentiments and the coordinate animated friends, let's say. So here, look at this. This is like a peekaboo slider. And then you have the bunny jumping up and down. Happy, happy day. Super cute. The other one that we have is like a double peekaboo window. So you have the regular stamps also with the sentiments. Don't worry, be happy. And here's your little friend jumping up and down. So another of these stamp sets that we did, they will fit in the windows as well. Super fun.
And there's the stamp set to show that.
Right.
So you would have this to color. Let me put it on a white here. So you would have this to color, and there's your motion stamp. This to color, motion stamp, color, motion stamp. So that's where you have that to where you get a color and that, but then bring it to life, which is really cool. They can see the bee, and then all of a sudden it's you know, they're alive. So it's really cool to have those, the new ones like that.
Yeah, and this one you can actually color a little bit also the animated. So when it pops out of the egg, it's like super fun and cute.
That
and
is.
The little friend here is coordinated. So
very
that's
cool.
fun. And we created like 4 different dies that will help you do like different kind of animations. Maybe you can help me do it since I'm on the other side. Push, yeah, and then go back again. Well, like we all have it. Okay, that's going better.
Cute. Oh, that's nice. That glides really easy too. This one is one of my favorites, just so you guys can see. She did background stamps, which I love this time. So she has this little fox here, but watch what happens when, let me hold it just right, when you, look at that. Isn't that cool? All that motion.
This one is great too.
We have like 3 different backgrounds sets. They have 2 backgrounds in each, so it's super fun to put, to use any other stamps.
This is a sample of the heart ones. You can see how the hearts look like they're moving. Oh, very nice.
That's so cool.
But this is for everyone that they can use their current stamp collection. You know, any little critter, you can paste anything, because this die cut will die cut the window, and it'll give you a little post where you can glue anything you want and then just have the motion in the background like that.
That's wonderful. Very
so it's really versatile.
Excellent. So you got another one here.
Right, and here's another set that you move like this. So it's another system that will help you do a slider. And then you can also use it with the horizontal stamps, using it the other side, the other way. Sorry.
Oh, very
so
nice.
this is like flying through the clouds.
That's neat.
And here we use the blue grid with blue cardstock, the die cut.
The new thing.
The new die.
Yeah.
So the last thing we wanted to tell everyone also is that in the new ones, the new sets, we will have the coordinating die cuts for each critter that's not animated. So in the same set, you don't have to buy like the stamp set with the coordinating dies separate. It'll be in the same packaging. It'll come with all the coordinating dies, and it's still around the same price point. So you don't have to break the bank to get them. So that's great.
Well, and I love that. Yeah, show them that one. So this one they actually made into a frame, and look at that with the moving gears and the clock.
That's wonderful.
So it's not even a card; it's an actual frame that you could give someone, and you know, and the pole's up here. So they have that.
And here we did this for the spring or hello spring and the little bunny.
So
it's so cute.
And then the other thing that I know a lot of you are going to be excited about is the new thing. So these are dies they've released. So you can actually die cut out of your own paper and then your own ink and bring things to life. So, you know, people that Stampin' Up, Close to My Heart, Fun Stamper's Journey that have coordinated paper and ink, there's dies now. You're gonna wanna use the precision press with this just because it's a very, very, very delicate die. So you wanna make sure you get a good die. But this way, you guys don't have to buy the grid if you're doing the colors. This way we're not worried about, oh, or do they have a red grid or a green grid. Now you have the ability to do your own paper and ink. And the dies themselves are very detailed.
Right, and the last thing is that, let's say this card, I started with white cardstock. So you can die cut your grid with white cardstock, and then you use your ink, the same orange ink that I used to stamp the butterfly. I went over. You just, yeah.
There you go. Okay.
So it's kind of like an ombre orange like that. So
Yeah.
a lot of
cool.
possibilities on it.
Very, very
Yeah,
neat.
and those
So it
dies
looks
are
like
really.
she must have used that one.
Yeah, the distress
This
are.
one.
But look at these dies. That's what I'm saying. They're really. You're gonna have to use that precision press because it's a very
The line's
fine.
super fine, yeah.
Super fine. And when you pull this up, you don't want to just rip because they will rip.
Yeah.
You want to slowly go from the edges, but you don't want to curl.
Yeah.
So when you're pulling it up, don't curl it up. You want to actually just kind of.
So it
There's
stays
little,
flat.
little things to where you can actually poke your any of your poker tools, and then it will fall out. But you can see how detailed that is.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's a game changer, I think,
Yes.
for people. It's
Super,
very
super
cool.
fun.
Yeah,
Very
and I
fun.
love the fact that people can start coloring now, which is
Yeah.
huge. People like to color. Oh, I loved this one.
So take a peek up
Oh, the
here.
bicycle is
Yeah,
so
so the
cute.
bicycle one, look at that with the,
Hold on a second. There you go.
isn't that cute?
Very neat.
So in the same set with the bicycle, it comes with the dies. So that's what we're saying. You're buying the same set, and everything
And
that you need is in the same
Nice.
package.
That's fantastic.
So cool.
Yeah.
Kind of peek
Just
back
a
here.
year,
so
but
we
you
can
guys have done so much.
I know,
I love
right?
that reindeer set's cute with his
That is
dancing
super
legs.
cute.
That's gonna be cute. And then Sean, let them know if they haven't to make sure that they like their Facebook page and stuff, because that's where she'll do. So
Yes.
if you haven't already, make sure you go. Is it still under Uchi's design, or does it say Motion Crafts now?
Now we're transitioning to motion crafts,
Motion
but
crafts.
yes, you can go to
Okay.
it's animation stamps, Uchi's design right now, but we're gonna transfer and go to
Because
motion
there's
crafts
great
by
instruction tutorials on how to put together her the dies. So where
dies.
you have stuff like this that has the reveal window and stuff. When you get that and cut that, if you're not sure how to do the folds and cuts, even though all the score lines are there, she'll walk you through on how to do those new ones. So
Right.
very
Somebody
important.
wants to know where can you go to purchase?
So where are the new designs going to be? Is it going to be exclusive in your store?
We're gonna be releasing maybe the second week on February. We're
Okay.
gonna be also in Simon Says Stamp
Okay.
and in our website. Yes.
Website.
There you
So
go.
the website is where I would go to first, just because that's where you can find everything. And second week in February, the new designs come
Right,
out.
yes.
So if you're looking for the coloring stamps and the ones that come to motion after coloring, the dies, all that kind of stuff, second week in February, you want to flood their site because they're popular,
There you
so they
go.
could run out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Anything
Perfect.
else?
No.
Awesome.
A lot of fun here, coloring and playing
Yeah.
with animation.
So there we go. Thank you,
Thank you,
everybody.
guys.
We'll see you next
We love
time.
them. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Did you see this one, Sean?